So I happen to live next to a funeral parlor. Every day I see people going in there, and later in the day, the manager or funeral director will get rid of his flowers. I'm gonna snag a couple of flowers, and she won't know the difference. I mean, flowers are flowers, okay?
Matt's free flower score saves him $30 off the cost of a basic bouquet.
I heard that she expects a really nice, high-end date, and I want to go all out. So I'm gonna get some.
If you in your life ever wondered how cheap can I be, and how cheap of a date can I be, just watch this episode. Just watch this video. This guy, he'll teach you how to get a cheap date and do it efficiently. Apparently, let's see this conundrum. We are doing another cheapskates video, and the cheapening is happening.
And I consider myself one of the cheapest dates in New York.
Matt's salary leaves him with $1,000 a month for discretionary spending. But he's not about to part with his cash for romance.
So I never understood this, right? Because there was literally a millionaire on this show, and it's like, how little money can I spend and frustrate and inconvenience everyone else in my life? And it was at this point I realized these people aren't doing it for money. They do this for the fucking thrills of it. And if people get roped in, they either enjoy it or they fucking hate it. And if you get roped into it, there is no leaving.
I've just been burned too many times. I've been in a lot of long-term relationships, 4 years, 5 years.
Matt had a girlfriend, and her birthday came around, and he got her for her birthday a rock.
This is basically the rock I got her, which is very nice.
No, listen. What makes the panties drop and the puss wet is the googly eyes, my guy. It's the googly eyes on the rock. You see this pet rock? It has googly eyes. You may try to be cheap, but women will not fall for your fucking rock shenanigans.
Transport jar, phone jar. I like to get my coins right from the source. My laundry coins come from the laundromat. My transport cards come from Metro cards I found on the subway platform. I love dating, but I do have one cardinal rule, which is try not to spend any more money than is in your love jar.
Listen, I am an exquisite person, so I have a love jar myself. But my love jar is filled with dog treats. And it's dog food because I have a dog. I don't want to spend more money on a dog. And when my husband is good, I give him a dog treat. He doesn't know the difference. But listen, I mean, you just gotta do what you gotta do. The love jar is just a symbol, and clearly this man is throwing only quarters into his love jar, so he has to go as cheap as he possibly can. And by cheap, I mean getting morgue flowers. Flowers from the morgue. I love flowers from the morgue. I just go down to my local mortuary and get the flowers. Hell, there's a few other things I can get from the mortuary too if I try real hard.
Out of all 4 boys, for some reason, he just got the cheap gene.
Over the years,
Bring a bottle of pre-made wine in his pocket.
during the day, the manager or funeral director will get rid of his flowers. I'm gonna snag a couple of flowers, and she won't know the difference. I mean, flowers are flowers, okay?
Matt's free flower score saves him $30 off the cost of a basic bouquet.
So we go from Mr. Morgue Flowers to Jeff, who is a cheapskate who tours America and teaches people how to be a cheapskate themselves. And He honestly is a very wholesome cheapskate. He's a lot like Mary Poppins, where he comes in on his bicycle or umbrella, have you, teaches you and sings with you, and then disappears. He also looks like Trevor Phillips and a child molester with that mustache. But other than that, Jeff just wants to ride his bicycle into your heart. Let him ride that bicycle into your heart. Let him teach you how to be cheap. Much like the legendary Roy, Jeff is legendary on this show and carries a lot of weight around here because he is an extreme cheapskate. And I agree that you should go on a cheapskate tour yourself. Let's see how you make one of those cheapskate tours.
Or I've seen before, but I was gonna pick up some coconut oil there to make my deodorant with.
Have you ever heard of anybody that does? Well, I'm one of those guys, because I can save quite a bit of money doing it this way. $16.49.
Try this one. It's a good brand.
Now, can you do any better on the price for me?
I think that's a pretty good price.
People ask me a lot of times, how often do you actually get a discount on something? I don't know, I haven't measured it, maybe 10% of the time, but I almost always try.
Jeff is a half glass, but it's full kind of thinking where, hey, I can be cheap and I can also make my own deodorant with coconut and haggle the store clerk for $1 off. Ah, man. Wait until we figure out that Sonic goes to the casino in his own game.
What about a nice guy discount? You know, I'm a nice guy.
Jeff's haggling tactics were interesting.
I try to economize it however I can.
Maybe 50 cents. I think it's still really well priced, but I could give you 50 cents off.
I appreciate that. That's a
Yeah.
very generous offer. But can you make it $1? $1, it's sold. Come on. My armpits will thank you.
Yes, so
Could you imagine using your cock as a way to bargain with the prostitute that you will eventually bang in your car? Like, if he can use my armpits will thank you in a mom and pop store, and then I can use my cock will thank you to the prostitute that I eventually pick up in my car and have no sex with, honestly. We'll probably go bowling or something. 'Cause
Get inside a toilet paper tube, it's sort of like a push-up deodorant stick. Put it in the refrigerator overnight, it'll harden. You're getting probably 3 or 4 times the volume of deodorant that you get in a commercial deodorant. Once it's set up and hardened in the refrigerator, you can use it. And here's a kick, the best toilet cleaner I know is actually just baking soda and vinegar mixed together. And it's kind of fun too, because it's sort of a Mount Vesuvius effect. I'm guessing that we spend probably only.
So, I said to my husband, if Jeff can do this, so can I. So I actually tried this hack with the toilet, and I must say, it works. It does bubble. I don't know if it made my toilet cleaner, but it did bubble. And you can use this to unclog toilets. So, 1 cup of baking soda and 1 cup of vinegar, and you can unclog a drain. You're welcome. And that came from a cheapskate. Remember that, folks.
Pouring boiling water. Saves you a lot of money. Oh, these are my favorite shorts. I got
With Ash here, buy your least favorite shirt. This one is mine.
shorts. They weren't stained like this at the time.
I don't know about that. Well, when Jeff asked me about the Wi-Fi, my first thought is people getting on your email, people stealing your ID and stuff like that. I'm thinking, geez, if we let somebody else onto our net, you know, what's going to happen?
So, Jeff decides to ride his bicycle into someone else's life, and he visits a family. But before he can do that, he has to go to the fish market. And you know, Jeff, I'm glad that you went to the fish market. I am.
I offered to cook Stacy and her family a special dinner, but I have to find a way to do it on the cheap.
Getting there. Head down this way for something less expensive. What do you got, catfish for 99? Holy smokes!
Well, here's your fresh salmon. The carcass has just been filleted.
Wow. That's a good one. What do these go for?
You know, I was sitting here thinking to myself, wow, Jeff's really doing what he loves. So, you know, he mentioned the fish carcass, and I had to say it. Damn it, Jeff. You sparked one of my favorite passions, fish carcasses. And my hobbies are making theme parks. So now I want to pitch a thing to all of you. Are you ready? Fish Carcass Land.
A little something about saving money. They don't adopt everything I do, but they've certainly picked up some tips over the years.
Can't beat it. And all the while they're selling salmon fillets. What came off of this for $7.99 a pound?
I was like, what is that fish doing there? Isn't it gonna stink up the entire house?
Holy smoke!
You wanna look through the trash?
Yeah!
You wanna look through the trash?
Yeah!
One of the things I like to do, I call it a trash can autopsy, is look through people's trash.
Jeff, do you know where the bodies are hidden? Jeff, now that I think about it, you really do look familiar. Do we know you from somewhere? Anyway, going through someone's trash is pretty weird. It's pretty bizarre. You know, especially when you go over as a guest and they catch you in the act of going through their trash. That would be a hell of a scene, and, you know, the police might get called on that incident. You never know.
Thing else, you can't buy that durable plastic bag.
I wasn't quite sure what he was gonna find. I'm glad there wasn't anything in there too disgusting.
What did you throw away, drugs in there or something? Like, did you throw a severed head away or something? Like what would you expect to be in your trash can under your sink other than maybe paper towels? You know, a few dish soap bottles, plastic bags, apparently. Now we know what was under your sink. Thank you.
Pleasant night at the Wilsons' house. I cooked them a couple of salmon carcasses.
Not feeling well, Isaac? We can get into those heads now if you want. I know you can't wait any longer. I think the anticipation. And look at all that meat. There you go. Little treat for you. You know, the thing is with these carcasses that you have to remember is there's a lot of fat.
Can you stop using the word carcass?
This is Jeff. I think we learned together that Mary Poppins is real. His name is Jeff, and he is on a tour to feed your family fish carcasses. And I 100% agree with this act. I feel like everybody should be eating fish carcasses. Thank you for watching the video. Have a great fish carcass.